Hi, my name is Clint Rice, and nobody likes layoffs. Definitely the people laid off, but the managers that have to do the laying off and the HR teams that have to prepare and do all of it too, just not great at all. I've recently been laid off just this week actually, and several others have been, especially in the tech area. But for those of you that have, or for those of you that are unemployed and just haven't found something yet, I wanted to take a moment and post something that I hope is encouraging and useful. In many of the places that I've worked, I've tried to create cultures that are engaging and fun, that challenge the status quo, and that create an atmosphere for people to be productive. And one of the approaches that I've used that's been successful is to create small, short little videos that deliver information in an easily consumable way. And so here I am. Earlier this week, I was let go from my organization, and it occurred to me as I was preparing and planning and thinking through next steps that I don't have to be employed to do stuff like this. I can engage this part of my brain. I can try to serve and invest in people without having to wait for me to have a job. So let's get started, shall we? As I shared this idea with one of my sons, he kind of jokingly said, "Well, the first step, I guess, you should list is lose your job." And we both laughed a little. He's true, or he's right. But I have just one thing to say on that. When you exit gracefully and with dignity. Wrong decisions happen all the time. You've made them. I've made them. Your former boss or employer has made them. We've got to just let it go and move on. Here we are. Second, don't lose heart. It's a tough job market, no joke. But it is possible to find a job with hard work if you think out of the box and if you lean on your network. If you don't have a network, now is the time to get started building one. So as I said a moment ago, I've just recently been laid off. And if you have a little breathing room, if that's happened to you and you have a little breathing room, take a break. We work a lot. We work hard. Take a break. If you have a family, invest some time in your family. Your family is often the one who suffers by not having your time and attention because you've been spending so much of it working. I know that's true for me. So I'm looking at this as an opportunity to get a little closer to my family while I'm searching. Find a friend that can help you in this period. Maybe somebody who is in the same situation. Maybe they're not in the same situation, but somebody who can encourage you, somebody who can carve out regular time with you, that can problem solve with you, that can motivate you, and that can hold you accountable to keeping moving and making progress. I'm super grateful for a former colleague who stepped up, and we've started meeting weekly. We've had our first meeting, and we're texting each other, kind of checking in. But I know that's going to be a great source of encouragement for me, and I hope that it will be for him. Next, I just want to say, ask people to review your resume. Especially people you know that maybe have a knack for written text or visual things. If you've built relationships and invested in people over time, it's not going to hurt to ask certain people to just do a quick look and give some feedback on your resume. In the next session, we're going to talk more about resumes, but this time I just want to say, have some people look at it and give you feedback. Okay, next, you've got to create a daily schedule. When you're working or employed, you've got a schedule. So often we feel like we're slaves to our schedule. But this is an opportunity for you to carve out and create your own schedule from beginning to end. I start each morning, or I try to start each morning, with a cup of coffee, and I get in the Bible. Now, if you're not a Christian, I challenge you to give it a try. Find out who this Jesus person is. Dig in and see how he lived his life and how he might be able to change yours. If you're not familiar with the Bible, the book of John is a great place to start. So is the book of Romans. If you are a Christian, get on it. Okay, also, you need to build time for planning. each day. You need to build time for knocking out tasks, and you need to build time in for breaks, and you need to build some time in for fun. Stay moving. Idle time is the enemy. Okay, last tip of the day, and this one's a little more practical. Leverage LinkedIn. It's a great source for connections, but you can take it a little further. So this colleague that I mentioned had this great idea that you can go to LinkedIn and you can download your contacts into a spreadsheet. You can do that by being in LinkedIn and going to My Network, then go to Connections in the top left, and then in the top right, there's a section that says Manage Synced and Imported Contacts. From there, click Export Contacts and then choose Contacts and just follow the instructions. You'll get that down in a spreadsheet. You can then rank that and sort it and rank it, prioritize it, and come up with a game plan for each of your connections or groups of connections. So that's a super practical way to think about how do you leverage your network of connections to reach out to with a specific game plan. But when you do reach out, make sure you have specific asks and that you're prepared. Okay, so that's it for today. As I mentioned before, in the next session, which I'll post soon, we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about resumes. Good luck. You can do this.